economy of almost every country undergoes significant change with time. Since the modernization and new technology have been introduced, we start facing the word globalization more and more. That process plays a very important role for the formation of activity spheres. That in turn contributes to the appearance of new languages and terms, and this is directly connected with the demand of the narrow-focused specialist in the area of a certain terminology. In all activity spheres, numerous communication tools, including language, play a communication role. Among all the spheres, aviation is not an exception. The language of aviation is English. It's widely known that this language for the majority of pilots is not native. That's why misunderstandings happen rather often. Thus, a person related to this sphere should know all professional terms and should be able to know how to use them correctly. And based on the above mentioned facts, we introduce the actual relevance of the present work. It based on the lack of sufficient study of aviation lexicology in terms of cognitive approach. The object of the study is the terms that have passed the metaphoricization process and are used in aviation professional field, and also directly the process of perceiving vocabulary by a person. The subject of the research is metaphorical methods of term formation in the aviation professional field. The purpose of the research is determined in the study of cognitive foundation, in the formation of vocabulary in aviation, in the associations that occurs in the mind of a person when perceiving a particular term. Realization of the goal is considered to be fulfilled by following these tasks. To study the connotations of the concept of term and term formation, to study the types of term formation, to describe the term nomination, to define the term metaphor, identify the cognitive aspect of term formation, to analyze the English term used in the professional aviation field, and determine the cognitive basis for their formation. To study the connotation of the concept of association, consider the impact of the association on the processing of a particular value by conducting a survey. The methodological framework involves the principle of field analysis of vocabulary in order to systematize cases of thematic use of aviation vocabulary in professional field. Also, the statistical method was used together with the comparative one. In almost all professional fields, there are a huge number of specific professional languages. Every day new terms are formed there, and a person who does not know the particular language is not capable, or it's difficult to understand their real meaning. Terms differ from ordinary words in their meaning. They are created and used in specific areas, professional or scientific. There is a science which analyzes professional lexicology from the aviation perspective. It's called terminology. The process of term formation, according to this science, has several ways of analysis based on the principles and ways of its formation. There are following ways of term formation, according to the similarity of external science, according to similarity and definitions, according to the analogy, according to similarity and functions. The present research focuses on metaphor as a method in forming new terms in aviation. Terms formed as a result of similarity of external features are stored in a separate group. The greater part of this lexicology is related to nature and natural terms. The denomination of word bird means flying creature, while in aviation lexis this term is related to airplane. It's supposed that new terms was formed because of the similarity in the feature of these objects. One can also put in a row the words wing, fin and others. The following words can be combined into one group due to the literary trope. Thus, the primary connotation of word heading is title. However, in professional sphere, this term has meaning cause. Here we see that metaphorization based on the word head, meaning the upper part of the body. It's known that this word is used to say the main, basic leading, which characterize word by word the course in aviation. Next subchapter will deal with aviation-related terms formed by analogy. Thus, the commonly spread word body is widely known as skeleton. In aviation lexis means fuselage. Fuselage as well as body is a basic part of frame. Talking about terms formed by the similarity of functions, to establish communication with the center, the airplane commander performs the capture of the channel by entering the onboard computer. This process has a separate term in aviation lexis, and it translates as bid, but the initial connotation means simply harassment. Obviously, as a result of metaphorization, these terms became identical. Both processes occur regardless of external conditions and factors. Based on the research, we conclude that the newly formed terms substitute bulky words, which were difficult to get instantly adapted. Also, we carried out a survey among people with basic knowledge in aviation lexis. The essence of this survey was that one of the four translations was the connotation front with metaphor, and this word was supposed to cause an association in individual's mind. Let's have a look at the example with the highest number of choices with metaphor. So, the word bird has several meanings: a guy, a prison, a strange person, an airplane. But due to the association, absolutely all respondents tend to choose option airplane from aviation vocabulary. The present work studies only one aspect of the problem. It would be interesting to analyze the process of the appearance of association in human subconsciousness in more detailed way. Besides that, in future it will be interesting to see how the association affects the understanding of it while the piloting the airplane.